How big is the online coaching market?
I was looking this up the other day. It's over $1 billion industry at this point, and it's growing year over year, and it's going to keep growing. It's funny because this industry is like other industries I've been involved in, where people are going, oh, it's saturated. There's a lot of people offering it, this and that, and that's really not true at all.
I think why people think it's saturated because they follow coaches.
Yeah.
And because that's why they follow, they think that there's just too many coaches out there. It's just what they're following. But their customers aren't typically following, this is social media, as many coaches.
Yeah, coaches are following coaches, so that's what they're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a growing market, and it's going to keep growing because there's more and more information. I think the more information that's out there, the more coaching is going to be necessary, because the coach is there to create context and say, okay, they've already gathered a lot of the information, they're familiar with it, or they know where to find it, and they can look at someone's life objectively, because when you're in it, it's hard to see your own life. Say, hey, this is the type of action you need to take right now. This is the information that's going to help you right now. Yeah, you can access all information all the time, but what's actually your next step? And so as the world develops, and as we're watching the world develop, coaching is going to become more and more important. A lot of coaching around business and sovereignty, people really owning their own lives, and a lot of empowerment is going to be necessary, because what we're watching is corporate structures become decentralized, and that means that a lot of companies are getting smaller, and they're doing more hiring of freelancers, and they're hiring smaller businesses. Instead of having a department inside of a really big business, there's actually a smaller business that they're hiring out, and so the businesses are actually getting smaller as far as the size of the teams go. A lot of people are working for themselves. A lot of people are in charge of their own schedules, and up until this point, we've had a very structured society where, it's expected you go to work at 8 or 9 and you work till 5, or you're in school and this and that, and there's a very the entire culture is structured on a similar schedule, and also expectations on lifestyle. And through this decentralization of corporate America, and other parts of the world too, people are now having to be more responsible for themselves than they ever have before. Things are taken less of, and they have way more freedom. And people think they have freedom until they have it, and then they're overwhelmed with options and creating their own structures. So I think one of the biggest things we can be doing as coaches right now is obviously empowering and helping create more freedom with our clients, and then as they're experiencing that freedom, giving them the tools to create structure so that they can have meaning in their life.
Yeah, and just for me, in the side of technology and what's possible now, and just within the past 3 years, the level of impact that coaches are able to have online, and support they're able to provide, it's something that just wasn't possible before. And as technologies continue to improve, people having more access to internet, and as industries continue to evolve, and this, as the big corporations continue to decentralize and people start stepping outside of that, the way I imagine coaching is going to be just 3 years from now is going to be completely different than now.
Oh yeah, it's evolving.
It's evolving. For us, it has evolved. And the Strong Coach is still a very young company, 1.5 years. And the evolution of what we're doing and where we're taking the conversation and the level of fulfillment we're doing and providing for our coaches, it continues to evolve each class that we have. So we continue doing this 3 years from now, we're going to be playing a whole different game. And with a lot of the things and the offerings we're already bringing in, it already has evolved tremendously from where we first started. And it's just going to continue going and going and going. Technology is going to make things cheaper, more accessible, where I imagine is going to be a very normal thing for somebody to go and hire a coach for simple things, and just more accessibility to people just sharing and teaching one another is a huge evolution of what I see. So more coaching, more support, and it's something that's going to be more accepted for people. Like, oh, like you have a coach, like, or it's going to be a normal thing. When somebody doesn't have a coach, it's like, you're struggling with something, you don't have a coach. What's wrong with you? That's my vision of where things are going to go, with the access of just support and what people are able to do with technology.